All right, you guys. I'm actually doing my patrol right now, so I'm gonna be walking and talking at the same time. Jesus. All right, so I just kind of felt like doing a rant video. I'm gonna move the camera a lot while I'm doing patrol because I have to. I'm holding two phones and I'm holding this thing right here because it's like a lot of spider webs out here, and I'm not trying to walk into one. So the camera position may be kind of weird while I'm doing this. While I'm walking around basically because I have to hold the camera and the actual job phone to actually scan the checkpoints out here. So yeah, but I wanted to do a rant video, just venting about the absurdity of a lot of things. I'll turn the camera this way. It'll be a lot easier this way, at least for now. Let me see. Yeah, because you can't see my face because it's moving around too much while I'm walking. But I just wanted to do a rant video, and again, doing it live basically gives me the opportunity to kind of make these videos as long or as short as I want to. And it kind of, I'm trying to kind of get consistent about, making videos again. I mean, I don't know. I need something to do, honestly. I mean, like when you work third shift, like during your work week, like it's basically getting off and sleeping and then like coming back here basically. That's what life is during the work. And I only get like one day off a week right now. So like when I say I need something to do, I'm here for like 8 hours and then I go home and go to sleep. Unless I have something to get up and do during the day that I have to get done. So when I say I don't have nothing else to do, I'll probably work on some designs tonight while I'm here. Because fortunately for me, this is a kind of job where mostly the whole shift is downtime. Like the most work I do, like right now, is walking around and scanning these checkpoints, which I'm very thankful for. Because if I had to actually like do stuff, I would probably like. I hate to sound so weak or whatever, but just I mean it's a lot involved in that conversation. But my whole mindset on life has changed, and doing um overly repetitive things plus physically kind of exerting yourself every day, 6 days a week. Do people do it? Yes. Have I done it before? Yes. But do I want to do it again? Fuck no. It's enough that you have to already basically give someone basically the time of your life to make, imaginary money or currency to live, basically. I mean, that's already, you know, shading up as it is. Give me like 1 second, okay, y'all? Give me 1 second. Right back. All right, sorry, I'm back. I had to check somewhere, check some stuff, and I used the bathroom too. So it took like 5 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever. I don't know what it was. Okay, so I have my trusty spider web sword because I'm not I don't got time for that. You'll be just like walking and then you feel something all over your face and you're like, oh my god, what is on me? Like what's crawling on me? Like anyway. Um but yeah, like I was saying, what was I saying? Fuck. Uh Trying to think where did I stop at in the video. Uh Crap. Oh, I got a like. Someone liked my video. That made my day. Okay, what was I saying again? Crap. What was I saying? Um I gotta like retract where I was at mentally like a few minutes ago. Um It'll come to me. Just give me a second. Here's some awkward silence for you. Well, I think. I think I was talking about how. What was I saying? Fuck. I want to say I was talking about. Okay, I think I was talking about OnlyFans, and when I have a hard time respecting. I don't know. I could be completely wrong about this. I have no idea. I may have been just thinking that. I don't know if I actually said it out loud or I was thinking it. But basically, I'm sorry. This is gonna sound kind of weird, but I was just thinking like I may have been talking. I don't know. My memory is kind of in and out sometimes, but like basically like I was either expressing or thinking that I have a hard time like respecting people that do stuff like OF or basically anything that is kind of betraying themselves or like kind of selling their soul or kind of like going against who they are. So I think I was thinking or talking about this a second ago on camera where like everybody says that if you just work hard and do what you're supposed to do, basically, in other words, everybody that's reaching success or, living the good life, so to speak, there's this narrative that all those people are where they're at because they just worked hard and, did the work and worked on themselves. And basically, you don't deserve to be where they're at because you didn't want to do the work and you didn't want to fix yourself. Work and the time, and you didn't want to be consistent, and you didn't want the discipline. And basically, if you didn't just do things the right way, the ethical way, that's why you're not where you want to be. That's why you're not happy. That's why you're not getting what you want or the results you want because you're not doing the work. That's basically the message that I'm hearing from supposedly successful people. If you just do the work and you discipline, you do all the right things and you fix yourself and you heal and yada, yada, yada. And I do believe some of these things to be true. I do believe that. But then I think about and I look at or I observe a lot of the kinds of people. And basically, I'm just aware, and I think many people are aware, that there's also many people that have gotten to where that have reached a level of success that they have reached, or gotten to where they're at, however you want to look at it. Success, fame, power, whatever you want to label it as. We know of people, many people that have gotten there by lying, by cheating, by stealing, by killing, by robbing, by pillaging, by enslaving, by any and every diabolical thing you could possibly think of. A lot of people have gotten manipulating, deceiving, anything you can think of that's pretty shitty, that's pretty diabolical. A lot of people have attained success and riches through a lot of these, which you can label as negative avenues or ways. For example, I was thinking again that I have a hard time respecting, and I'm talking about women right now, women that have gotten to where they've gotten at through any kind of like selling your body or your soul or anything where you basically just making your body a product to be used and abused and basically tossed around and treated like it's just a toy for someone's pleasure. You know, and I'm sorry if that sounds judgmental, but I have a hard time when a woman comes up and says, oh, I have a mansion, oh, I have all this, but I got it from fucking anybody and everybody. I have a hard time taking that statement from that person serious because you didn't earn anything. You didn't do anything. You didn't really go through the fire and work on yourself and fix yourself and do all these things that I hear so many people say you have to do to earn it or to deserve it or to, you get what I'm saying? Like, there's a narrative that, you know, everyone that gets to the top, they get there because they deserve it. And I think that's so horribly untrue that it's just insane that people actually say that. Like, we know for a fact that there's so many people that have gotten to where they're at politically, economically, financially, resource-wise, by very, very corrupt means. I'm not saying everybody. I know for a fact there's also people that have gotten to where they've gotten in life by just doing what it took to get there, whatever that is. You know, it's stuff like discipline and, I don't know, saving money and working hard. And I know those people exist. But my problem is that there's also people saying that everybody that's in that place, I don't know what you want to call it, heaven, whatever, the fifth dimension, they're just rich as fuck. They can just sit around and eat on yachts all day and talk about how they're so amazing and rich and how everybody else is just a piece of shit. I guess that's what people like this, you know, talk about when they're not making money or looking down on people for not somehow figuring out how to get rich or reach this level of success. Anyway, different conversation. But yeah, hold on, sorry, I'm kind of like trying to do two things at once. Watch out for spiders and also like carry a conversation. Oh fuck, wrong door. Okay. But yeah, so what I was saying was I have a hard time just believing that everybody that's where they're at just did the work, because we all know of many people, situations that have gotten to where they've gotten, and it definitely hasn't been through hard work, time, and sacrifice. Again, there are people that have done that by doing those things, but there also are people, like I've literally sat and watched like different videos and stuff online. There's a few women online that talk about how all these random guys that watch them basically, oh hell, left this door unlocked. Why they be doing this shit, man? This shit is so annoying. Like, bro, just lock the. What is the point in having a door that has a lock on it, but leaving the shit locked? They say they want the shit locked, but they keep on taping the shit open. Then they'll say something if they come in, the shit's unlocked. Come on, bro. Like, y'all just doing, like, it's stupid shit. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna complain. It's an easy ass job. Whatever. I'm not gonna complain. It's easy. So, you know what? If you want to tape it open, then fucking tape it open, dude. I don't fucking know. It just kind of seemed kind of counterproductive for security purposes. You want this whole facility to remain locked, but you keep leaving the shit unlocked. When all you have to do is just literally like leave the shit locked and not leave it. It's just like, just anyway. I don't know. I don't. Did I even scan that? But anyway, so like I was saying, I have a hard time. Whoever you are, hello, thanks for watching. My one viewer. There's always that one viewer that's there at least a short period of time, I guess. But yeah, I was just saying one viewer, I don't know who you are, but hello again. I have a hard time because I don't feel like that's doing the work. Like I feel like there's people right now that have made billions or millions. Well, initially they had their initial, I guess, payout, but they're really watch what these people actually do. And a lot of them do things to me that seem very against who they seem to be. For example, there's a guy online. I have no problem with this guy, but I noticed this though. He's actually kind of funny sometimes, sometimes. And sometimes just like, not really. But this is a guy named Speed. He's pretty athletic. He's known for like just kind of like crashing out online, doing random, weird, crazy shit. The dude is evidently really famous. And I look at what he did or what he does, and I'm just like, okay, I don't really get it. But it's like, oh, hey, congrats anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But also, like, I look at some of his content, and it's like it seems to like heavily promote like gay motor or believe in. But if you are, then you just are. It's your life. So, I just noticed that this guy Speed, he does a lot of. I noticed he does a lot of like gay, homosexual type of jokes and behaviors, and it kind of seems like that's something that he's known for. And I'm like, why do you have to do that to get famous? It seems like those are the people that are promoted and kind of propped up in front of everybody, and these be like the biggest people that somehow become really successful and famous. I'm not saying all, but I just noticed that about him. And there's also this other guy, Kai Sinat, which evidently the brother's doing really good. He's got tons and tons of money. He acquired it somehow, but he does some of that same kind of stuff. Like he does this weird, he does these weird things where he's kind of like being feminine or like kind of, very subtly humiliating himself. Well, it's for entertainment, but it kind of seems like you have to kind of almost humiliate yourself or be on some, kind of homo agenda kind of stuff. And again, I don't say that in a hateful way. I'm just seeing a pattern of what's actually promoted. And so here we go again. Same shit. Doors unlocked. Oh, God. Anyway. Yeah, I just noticed like there's this whole similar thing to people like that kind of like get somehow they reach a real, and it's like they get money and they get like really supported and promoted online, and just in general, right? It's either like they're pushing like some type of rhetoric or image of a certain people. And I also noticed too with Speed, like there's a lot of like racist jokes around this guy too. Like there's a lot of like, I guess you can describe it as like cooning. Is it some call it cooning? Like there's like a lot of, you know, again, and I understand it's supposed to be a joke, but I kind of also see like there's a lot of racist jokes and commentary on this guy's channel. Like it's like done in a very subtle way to where it doesn't seem like hateful, but I notice it though. Like it's a lot of like racist ass people in his supposed fan base. And they'll be like outright just like saying like racist stuff about him. And I'm like, again, I get that it's supposed to be comedy and a joke, but I also understand there's psychological elements to this kind of stuff too, where, you know, where you openly tell people that it's okay to call people nigga, you know what I'm saying, on the internet. But you know, it's okay to do that if it's, you know, if it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like you see that kind of stuff a lot on his channels. Like you get like a lot of like people calling him like, you know, nigga and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you see a lot of that. And again, it's in a racist way, but in a comedic way, to where people, they become normalized to calling people that because it's funny, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know if that's on purpose, if that's some kind of psyop, I don't know, but it just seems very strange that that's, you know, he's really, really popular and famous, and that kind of stuff is like done on a regular basis, openly, you know, in his streams and feeds and stuff like that. And where it's like people see it and it's very normalized, you know? So I just wonder, like, why are they doing that? You know, why is that such a big theme of, you know, this guy, you know, where he's like, you know, getting called the N-word, but like, you know, it's just funny, we're playing around. Like, nah, y'all are, but you aren't. You are, but you aren't. You know? Anyway, so, yeah, man, I just wonder, you know, anyone that gets famous doing that kind of stuff in that kind of way, again, I respect everybody. Like, I try not to judge anybody, but when I see stuff, certain things, and then people brag about like, oh, I've reached this level of success. You know, I'm rich, you're broke. And it's like, yeah, but I don't fuck 10 people a day. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't get my money like that. But if money is strictly the basis on what people are judged on. Like if you don't have a lot of money, because this is how it is right now. Most people judge people by, you know, how much money they have, basically. And, you know, if you don't have a lot of money, a lot of people, they kind of judge you by what you don't have versus what other people have. So if you are rich or you have, you know, a big house and big mansion, that must mean that you're a good person because you had to have discipline and you had to sacrifice and be consistent and all this kind of like, you know, good qualities to acquire this level of, you know, material wealth or success. And that's the general idea. It's a big ass spider. Anyway, so that's the general like idea. Like if you got, you know, a lot of stuff, you must be a, you know, disciplined, consistent, you know, diligent person. And again, like if you're the kind of person that has acquired wealth by doing certain things like OnlyFans, you know, adult industry, is like, I'm not God, I can't judge you, but me as an individual human being, I have a hard time with being like, oh, they deserve it. Like, how do you deserve something by fucking somebody or multiple people? Like, I don't understand that. But I'm judged by how hard I work or how successful I am or how much, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't really add up to me. So when I see somebody online talking about how, you know, they had to work hard to get to where they're at, and they're like, you know, online showing off their mansion and their and stuff like that, basically shows me how everything is basically a lie. We're all being told lies. And it's like this famous line I heard from this game that it goes, nothing is true, everything is permitted. Right? So there's like this line in this game from Assassin's Creed, and it's called, and it goes, it's said in another language too, like a hidden kind of like hidden, it's like a hidden secret society language. I forget what it was, but it basically means that, or translates to, or one of the parts of the translation of this hidden message is, nothing is true, everything is permitted. So when there are people that say, you know, you have to work hard to get to where you want to get to, or to, you know, reach success, that's true. Or it can be true. But it's also bullshit as well. Because there's plenty of people in this world that have not worked hard. They've lied, they've stolen, they've cheated, they've stolen, they've killed, they've robbed, they've swindled, they've scammed, they've cheated, they fucked their way to the top, they're sold, whatever you want to look at it as, whatever you want to call it. We know for a fact that exists too. All the bribery and, you know what I'm saying? So it basically just kind of reminds me that it's all true and BS at the same time. And this is that point that this is where I feel like I am ascended, I guess you could say, above other so-called spiritual people, because they'll find a truth and then they'll forget that at the same time that nothing is true. Anything can be true, but it doesn't mean that thing that can be true is the truth. Again, it's everything is permitted. I'm sorry, nothing is true, but everything is kind of allowed. It's like, okay, that's not true, but you can tell yourself and believe that it is, and then it might end up manifesting as being true in your reality if you believe it to be true. But it's still not the truth. It's still not the truth. See, that's the difference. You can make something true, but it's not the truth. So that's kind of how I feel like I'm different from a lot of so-called spiritual people, is they kind of get caught up in, oh shit, goddamn spider webs, please, fucking, I hate that shit, man. Because you look at some of them and they look so disgusting and weird looking, and it's just like, dude, like, please just make your web like somewhere else. Like, why like right in the way of like the stairs, man? Like, just do it on the rail, like on the side. I mean, I know there are bugs and they're not conscious in that capacity, but damn. Anyway, I'm complaining about spiders. Sorry, that's what it is. But like I was saying though, it's raining though as well. Yeah, I just have a hard time with, you know, I forget where I was at, but basically, yeah. So I understand that there's things can be true and untrue simultaneously, you know. So again, to make my again, working hard might get you success or get you where you want to be at in life, and you know, all of your wildest dreams, yes, that can be true. But it's also the opposite can be true by doing a lot of corrupt things, a lot of unhonest things, selling your soul, lying, betraying yourself. That can also basically get you those same results. So, uh, why do they have to start raining now? Um, that's basically my point, though. What they all their accomplishments, the average that's doing all the hard work, the working the hard hours, long hours, working 2 and 3 jobs, trying to do things the honest way, and I'm starting to make a living. Kind of just acting silly online, making lots and lots. It makes it kind of hard to serious when the reality of your I've been through oops and all this just to earn a but they're just basically laying on their back and moaning or kind of just acting silly basically. Um, it's almost like this really sick kind of joke in my opinion. If I'm being honest. All right, so I got a car. It's like pouring down now, so give me like 1 second. All right, I gotta like, get out this rain. This is pretty gnarly right now. I'm not trying to get soaked, so yeah. Give me a few more seconds, y'all. I'll be at my guard track soon. I'm just trying to get out this rain because again, it started pouring down just now, and I'm not trying to get soaked. So just give me a second, and yeah, I don't think anybody's watching right now, but this job, it's like there's nobody here. Like in a lot of ways, jobs like this for me very peaceful. I have to come here, like it's just silence. It's a very it's kind of contradicting because like I'm at work, but it's a very tranquil energy. Just being at a job where no one's there most of the shift, and you get to just be alone by yourself. I have a lot of time to think. I have a lot of time to stuff when I work at when I work at jobs like this. I have a lot of time to think because I'm not actually physically really working like that. Which thank God I'm not. Um, this I often love jobs where I'm not like physically having to like do a lot of stuff because I've worked at jobs like that when I was a little bit younger. And by the time you get off and go home, you're physically exhausted and you're mentally exhausted. And you have nothing left to give to your actual life. And I feel like that's how most jobs are. It's like people always talk about, oh, you have to work hard and you have to put all this energy into your life. And once you get off work, but it's like, yeah, once I get off work, I'm mentally and physically exhausted. I don't feel like working on, you know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing left. I'm drained. My battery is depleted. My creativity, battery, and physical, energetic battery to do things, to manifest things, to create things is drained. I am done. I don't feel like doing anything but sleeping. Most jobs, the 9 to 5 job, they're so stressful that you have nothing left. You giving your attention and focus and energy to your boss and your supervisor. This job right here is not like that. Thank God it's not like that. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. I couldn't do it. I have done it before. I've worked in factories and had to meet deadlines by every shift. But mentally, like psychologically, every day, like I was cooked. When I got home, I would just pop on the couch and, watch TV. All I had energy left to do was watch TV on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Like just fried. I was fried. So anyway, I'll turn this AC off right now so y'all can hear me better. I'm back in my guard check now, so I might turn this light on. Give me 1 second so you guys can hear and see me, because it's probably just like a black camera right now. Sorry about that. Turn the camera around for a second so you can see me. And there's my sword. Oh shit. Oh God. Oh, it was Lucas. Hey Lucas. It's I don't know this person, but like they're I mean, I don't know them, but sorry, I'm just now reading this. I was walking and I didn't have the chat pulled up. So I do apologize about that. I'm not used to really using live. I just kind of started recently using it to make videos because I have like so many like images in my phone from like I make designs using Chat GPT and other ways of making it. And I got a lot of stuff saved in my phone that I'm making designs for my website, my business. And like, so I've got like less than like 1 gigabyte or whatever it is left in my phone for like, videos and pictures. And I have to always like delete something or clean the cache from like all my, main use apps to like do like regular functions because I have so many saved images and videos on my phone and shit like that. So I'm using, YouTube to make videos right now, because to be able to make a long video like this, I have to save it first, obviously, and then upload it. Well, I don't have enough memory to do that right now. I can make more memory, but I'm kind of like trying to see like a lot of those images and stuff like that I'll use to like, make a design or something like that. So I don't want to like delete certain ones because certain ones I might go back and need. So anyway, that's the whole thing. But yeah, that's basically like why right now I'm using, YouTube's live function, because I don't have enough memory to actually make a video and then save it and then upload it. It's just gonna, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, that's that whole thing. Yeah. I almost fell back just now because turn this camera around. I almost fell back just now on this chair. Like I came in and like I sat down and like I just like literally almost like fell back. And then something else, like this chair, hold on. Like this chair, for some reason, the back of it, like it keeps on like coming off. So like the guy that works before me, he's basically like, yeah, man, that chair we're gonna get rid of it because the back of it keeps coming off. I keep coming here and it's still here. It's like the chair, they keep saying they're gonna get rid of it, but like the actual chair is like still here. Like they've been saying that for like 3 weeks now. And he was like, the back of it comes off. You're gonna get a new one though. And this shit, which I will say this about it. Yes, the back of it does come off, but like if you put it back in there, like right there, it comes off like right here. Like this whole thing it falls back. But if you just put it back in and don't lean back on it too hard or in a certain way, it'll stay on there. It's just that eventually it'll like work itself back out. But I know that, so I'm like, well, the chair still works, but it works itself out. There's all you got to do is I'll probably like look for it myself if they haven't gotten rid of it by now. When I get one, it's probably like a screw or something that like just is missing, and you can probably put a screw or something in there so it doesn't work itself back out. It's just like, dude, like a chair works fine. Just put like a screw in there. You know what I mean? I don't know. To me, it just seems like common sense shit. And honestly, I should have done it, but they keep saying that they're going to fix it or get a new one. That's why I didn't fix it myself. If I would have known that shit, I would have just like went to the hardware store and just like seeing what kind of screw it needs or whatever that can hold it in place. And then that way, like the chair doesn't fall off or, it's just like, anyway, whatever. That's just something completely unrelated to this whole live stream. So anyway, my one person in the chat, thank you. I'm sorry I didn't reply to you when I was walking. I did not have the actual chat screen open, but thanks, chat, anyway. You are definitely acknowledged. It says, what's going on? Where you at? Are you at the job site? Where is it? And I didn't see that. So I'm sorry, Lucas. I apologize about that. I will be watching next time. Kudos to you for actually engaging. So my number one or my only chat person, thank you. And yes, I was at work. I was doing my patrol, just walking around. I got here at 10. So normally I would wait till later to actually do that patrol, but I've gotten into the habit recently. Only have to do 3 patrols a night. So recently I've gotten into the habit of, as soon as I get here, I'll do like 1 patrol. I'll check the property, make sure nobody's out here, doing nothing shady. And then normally there's a front gate that I have to lock, and that's supposed to be locked all night until the first shift crew comes here. So normally when I get here at 10, do that, I'll basically lock the gate down the road here. I'll do my first patrol. I only have to do 3 per shift. So yeah, that's basically my little routine, at least when I first get here. Like I was saying earlier, y'all, I like this job. I like when they send me to jobs like this because I don't really have to deal with anybody. It's look at this. There's not a soul out here. Honestly, like this is kind of the kind of need, at least right now in my life, because that's just, I got a lot. Need some silence, some literal space to like just figure out what the fuck life is about, because none of this shit makes sense to me anymore, and I'm just trying to make sense of just life right now. I'm being honest about it. So I need like these spaces or time where I come to work and like nothing's happening. It's like, thank God that they have jobs like this, because I mean I would lose my fucking mind if I didn't just have some some peace, some silence, some fucking quiet time. It's very quiet here, and it's kind of ironic because like when I'm at home, like there's no one there and I'm by myself like 80% of the time, literally, and I still feel like this loud noise in my head when I'm at home. It's louder for some reason. You know what I'm saying? And that didn't used to be. It seems to have gotten worse ever since I've started working like and only get like 1 day off a week now. It seems to have gotten way worse. Before it was there, but it was way quieter, and it was slowly getting quieter because I had that space to kind of like just make time for myself. Now it's like I'm working 6 days a week on 3rd shift, and it's kind of like messing up my whole rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Like I was getting a rhythm where I was kind of, okay, this is the work week. Okay, I got my time set aside for like my hobbies and my passions and my creative time. And then like that my whole schedule got changed, and now it's just like, okay, I got to figure out a whole nother routine to try to like, make the work basically. And that's what it is right now, and it's fucking with me bad, honestly. Unfortunately, just being honest, y'all. I'm just being honest. Like, I mean, what's the point in lying? Who gives a shit? So that's basically what's been going on lately. I know nobody gives a shit, but I'm just talking, making conversation. Like, that's basically like what's been going on lately. Is trying to make this shit work and move forward, making it work, or see what else I can try to make work, or and that's what I'm currently trying to figure out, because lately it just kind of feels like a couple of wrenches have been being thrown in my plans and all that kind of stuff, basically. I've been having a lot of stuff happen lately that I've been kind of just having to deal with and roll with. A lot of shit's just been kind of really going bad lately. Like today, like my generator just basically just died for like an hour, and basically after realizing that the shit just got really, really hot. A lot of these newer ones have sensors where if it reaches a certain temperature, it'll shut off. It will not cut back on until the internal temperature goes down to a certain operating temperature, to where it's not to where it won't damage the actual engine itself. So did a little research. I believe that it was really hot and humid today, so I believe that the engine just got really hot. I gave it like 20 minutes to cool down, and it was cool. But little stuff like that been kind of happening. My bike's been in and out the shop. I was riding to work on Friday night, and I stopped at the gas station and I found a nail in my tire. I plugged it. It's holding the plug. It's holding the pressure. It's not leaking. I plugged it really good, but it's still, I'm going to probably have to still replace it like pretty soon, because it is a motorcycle tire. So more money. I've been just having to spend like money on lots of stuff lately. Just random dumb shit that I kind of have to do, but I don't want to. So like that's been kind of like making my money go down. And not just to mention like this job, it's like I love it, but then it's like it pays less than what I was making. So it's been a lot going on. But I mean, again, I'm just trying to figure it out and make it real, and trying to see how I'm going to forward, because I mean, I'm not going to stop, but I got to figure out, okay, can I make this work? Is this possible? So I'm doing math. I'm trying to see if this don't work, meaning like what I'm making right now versus what I need to save in a time frame. I'm just doing math and trying to see, or what do I have to do to make this work? And it's a lot that I'm trying to figure out, because again, a lot's changed, a lot's changing, and stuff's always changing, and you're always having to adjust and kind of pivot to what's the next best thing to do. If this don't work out, I'm still trying to save up for another truck. My towing vehicle is kind of sketchy right now. It's acting kind of weird. Like a bunch of just random shit. It's just breaking down right now for like no reason. Like, why? Like, why are you breaking? You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of random dumb shit been happening lately. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's basically the update with me. And like I said, I've been just kind of rolling with the punches, doing the best that I can do, trying to stay level-headed. And I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I have just completely just, I mean, I ain't gonna say I haven't crashed out, but I've just gotten to my wit's end, because it seems like as soon as I make like 10 moves forward, like something happens, something expensive happens, and I basically have to spend a whole bunch of money that I've been saving towards all of my goals and plans to, make sure this thing is not broken or broke down, or vehicle broke down. Now you have to decide if you want to get this really expensive repair or just get a new vehicle. you know, and it just seems like it's always fucking something to keep you from and moving and actually making some fucking progress. Because it's like I'm doing the fucking work. Like, give me the fucking progress. Goddamn, I'm doing all the shit I'm supposed to do, and it's like, okay, like where's the progress at though? Because you're not going to want to keep doing the work if you're not seeing progress, or you're going backwards. You're saving money, you're being disciplined, but now you got a $2,000 repair to get fixed. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, that's like what, 2 or 3 more months worth of work that I got to save back up to like get my savings up to accomplish this other shit. It's enough to make you go mad, man. So, you know, I done started back smoking, you know, again, kind of heavy, honestly, because I've been so stressed out. I've been so like stressed out, man. It's just a really horrible feeling like you're getting ahead, and then like a bunch of shit happens where you're basically kind of like pushed like 4 or 5 steps back, or two steps back. You know, like some kind of sick joke. But anyway, that's basically what I've been having to overcome mentally, and then that creates doubts, because it's like, well, you start to think like, am I going the right direction? And it's like, you know you are, because it's what you want to do, but it's just like, why in the fuck am I getting all this resistance? It's almost like this weird like force that's almost like the harder you try, it's like doing everything it can to discourage you from like moving forward. I'm like, and it's almost like this contradictory thing where the more effort I put into changing my habits and what I do, my mindset on certain things, like, okay, normally I would spend more money on dumb shit, but now I'm like, okay, well, just hold your money. Now it's like shit trying to like make shit happen to make me spend the money anyway on dumb shit. I'm like, well, that's why I was saving the money, nigga. Like, what's the point of me saving the money and investing it, or saving it to invest, if I gotta use the shit anyway? So I'm like, is the universe trying to tell me to just spend the money on what I want and what I need because it's going to take it anyway? Is that what the fuck this shit's saying? Like, use the money you have because I'm going to take it from you anyway. If you don't use it for what you want, I don't know what it means. I don't fucking know, but it's driving me insane. Fuck, man. And it's like, it makes it worse when you know you're doing all the right shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this is the case, I might as well just ball out and then like just start, you know what I'm saying? That's how it makes me think sometimes. Like, it's almost like they don't want you to save the money. It's almost like they don't want you to change into somebody else, or who are they? I don't know. But it's like this weird like energy or force or manipulating presence or force that's like, the more I actually make changes and change my natural way of just living or thinking, it's like, oh no, we can't have that. Changing everything. We gotta put, you know, I just feel like lately, everything that you can think of has been thrown at me, is being thrown at me to keep me from doing what I'm doing. And I'm really not, I don't talk about it because, you know, I live my own life, but it just seems like that's how I've been feeling lately, you know. And I'm just the kind of person where I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you throw at me. Like, it's not going to stop me. But it damn near do make you feel like giving up sometimes. Like, I'm not even going to sit here and lie. Like, but then there's this other part of me that's just like, yeah, but fuck that. Like, yes, I am spiritually, mentally, physically just exhausted. But then there's another part of me that's just kind of like, well, fuck that. I don't care. Like, you came too far to just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that I think I'm just strong, but it's like some other thing that like thinks that it's stronger than what I think I am. And I know that sounds kind of cliche. And oh, you think you're just, what's the word? Untouchable person. Like, no, I don't think that at all. I'm actually saying the opposite. What I'm basically saying is I don't even know why I'm still here, why I'm still, fighting to change and do anything in this bullshit. It's kind of like that scene in The Matrix where Agent Smith asks Neo, and I'm not trying to compare myself to any of those characters, but it's kind of like that same kind of thought process. Like, why keep going? Like, why do you keep trying? And I kind of feel like that sometimes. Like, why am I still trying? Why am I still fighting to improve my life, to create a better life? That's something that I actually want. Like, because it just seems like everything keeps happening in a way. We can let this nigga actually manifest his reality. Like, we cannot let this shit happen. Like, that's what it feels like. And I'm just like, why? All because I don't want to go along with the script that messes up your world? Because I'm like, okay, I want to actually like live a reality that actually makes sense to me. And it just feels like somebody somewhere is like, oh no, we can't have that. He's a worker. He has to work till he dies. That's his purpose. And I'm like, no, the fuck it's not. But it just feels like there's somebody or some force, and I don't want to speak this into existence because you can do that. So I'm also recognizing that I don't give that power, but I'm being honest about how it feels sometimes. That's just like, we cannot let this nigga, like, we can't let this shit happen. We gotta, it's almost like we gotta stop this nigga. This is how I've been feeling, like, intensely for like the past at least like 2 to 3 months now, if not longer. And I'm just like, sheesh, what the fuck did I do? Because I'm not going along with the Matrix. Because I'm not going along with the actual script, with the official narrative, the official story of his story. Because I'm making history my story. Because I was actually awake and aware enough to actually realize that history was just his story. Who is he? I don't know, but it's his. So I'm making his story my story now. And evidently, that's the fucking problem. Somebody somewhere, I don't know, don't like it. At least that's what it feels like. Because goddamn. Anyway. I think I've gotten it off my chest. I think I've got my rant out. Rant complete. Mission accomplished. And I'm just saying these kind of things because I feel like there's people out there that feel similarly. I know I'm not alone in how I feel. So most people are too afraid to say it because they don't want to be judged or looked down on. I'll say it for you. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't give a shit no more. I don't give a shit about a fucking image. I don't care about how I'm supposed to look. Well, spiritual people don't talk about stuff in that way. Or spiritual, fuck that. Fuck being spiritual. That's an idea. That's a concept. There's nothing you could do to not be spiritual. Like, take the label off. Spirituality, spiritual is just a word. It's just a way of describing something that just is. I don't have to try to be. I already am. I already am that which most people think they have to try to be. I don't have to try to be that. I already am that. What am I trying to attain? What am I trying to reach? Oh, you have to be enlightened. It's about becoming. I am enlightened. Enlightened isn't always something that looks pretty. It isn't always something that looks positive. Have you not heard the saying that enlightenment can be very dark and horrible and terrible? But mainstream spirituality wants to make it seem like and high vibrational and everything's great and wonderful. It's like, no, enlightenment is also very dark and horrible and depressing because it's two sides of the same thing. It's the same thing. There's a darkness and there's a light to everything. And the thing that supposedly positive people that call themselves spiritual keep forgetting is that there's a dark side to this shit too. Y'all forget that. Y'all keep forgetting that part about it. You keep forgetting that. But you claim that you're so spiritual and you're so aware and so awakened, and you forget the most basic, common shit. This has nothing to do with being positive to be enlightened. It has nothing to do with that. This is not about being good. This is not about, oh, I have to have a higher vibration than negative people. You stupid fuck. You don't even make any sense. They're both equally relevant and equally right in their own being. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Sorry, I'm getting too passionate right now. But you see that shit a whole lot though. You know, and I like watching people that that don't make this whole, you know, dualistic thing a thing. They're just aware that nobody's right. People just they're so like stuck on trying to make you feel like you're wrong. Like you're the bad one, like you're the bad person, like, oh, you're the negative one. It's like, no, I'm not. I just see things completely different than you. I have a completely different experience than you. That's it. That's all it is. It's just I don't see things through your lens of perception. It doesn't make me wrong or bad or negative. But if you ask them, oh, that person is low vibrational, can't be around him. Don't need that energy around here. This is why I like the movie Sandman, because all the different what would you call it? You know, levels of consciousness or dimensions or states of being, they don't judge each other. They just understand that they're different, you know. And I'm been trying to like just accept and become more like that, where I'm like, it's a lot of things that I don't get because I don't see, you know, and I probably never will get from this perspective. But like, I understand that they exist in reality and that they are, because they have every right to, because they exist. And that makes them relevant. Not saying that I'm more relevant than anybody else, but like, I am relevant. You are relevant. Everybody and everything is relevant. You don't need to try to be fucking relevant. You already are. Well, because you exist. I'm just saying, rants. I'm just ranting because I can. Fuck, man. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out. I have been thinking that, and honestly, I'm a little bit faded from earlier, along with other things that I've been doing. I'm not gonna say it on camera, but yeah, it was that kind of day, and I just felt like saying that, and I don't fucking care. How about that? Because I fucking meant it, and it's true. Because it's fucking true. It's truth. It is how I actually really fucking feel. You know, that's the truth. If I can't be honest on this fucking channel, then what you know, where can I be honest at? Because no one's listening. So I'm basically talking to my fucking self. Right? No support for this fucking channel. 75, which I am very grateful to my 75. Well, there's like 75 and 70. It fluctuates from 74 to 76. So evidently I piss some people off from time to time, and they'll subscribe and then they'll like unsubscribe and then resubscribe again. But it's just like, that's fine, I guess, because at least you came back, you know. So I still appreciate it. You know, I don't know. I'm not for everybody. I understand that, but I also am me. You know, all I can do is be me. Whether that is taken as positive, negative, low vibrational, oh, I don't like your energy, oh, you this, you're that. I'm like, what else the fuck can I do? All I can do is be what I am, you know? Until I'm not who I think I am, is just who and what I think I am based off of this level of perception that I understand myself from right now. But I may get a completely different understanding tomorrow morning and see myself in reality in a completely different way, because I was not seeing the entire perspective of that angle of perception or existence or reality or kind of all the same thing. So that's kind of how reality is for me right now. It's chaotic and sad as that might sound to some people. It's kind of like what I've been going through is perspectives always change because nothing is actually true. Nothing is actually firm in existence. And it's nothing is actually true outside of what you make true. So yeah, I can make something true and then live from that foundation, but that's not the truth. That's not the truth. And this is when you really go down this rabbit hole of reality. This is a problem that you basically find. It's this whole conflict of what is true. What is true? What is truth? What is true? Because you come back to like this 0 point of nothingness and everything at the same time. And what I mean is basically anything you believe to be true is only true based on how you're looking at it right now, in this moment, in this instance. But had you seen it from a different perspective or a different, have you seen it from a different lens or a different perspective, that truth you think you know right now would probably be a different understanding or a different truth or a different knowing. So anything and everything you believe right now, you only believe it based off of what you think you know. So in other words, what you think you know is truth right now is no more true than everybody else's lies and truths. It's maddening. It's like this never-ending toroidal field of information that is never definite, but just always gives you a different lens of perception of looking at the situation or thing or object just right now. I don't think people really understand. Maybe you do, I don't know. But the nature of truth literally is unknowable. This is why they say like there's no truth. So anything that I try to figure out or understand, it's almost pointless because I'm only going to understand it based on the lens of the limited data and information within that specific spectrum of light or encoded light in that spectrum that I've seen that thing or situation from. I'm only seeing it off of that limited range of information and data or light or code information. It's the same thing basically. Outside of that, there's a host of other infinite data and situations and lights that I didn't take in, that I didn't see. So if y'all understand what I'm saying, you'll just understand the futility of, in many ways, all of this. And I feel like this is where like the most spiritually aware people arrive at this beginning and ending point of everything, where they realize that this is amazing and you're awakened, so to speak, in a way, but really not, because you just basically find out how much you don't know. You realize how much you don't know. They say there's a saying that says that a wise man knows that he knows nothing. Doesn't make you a fool. It just means that there's so much other information that you're not aware of right now that makes it almost impossible to truly know anything for certain. The foundation of reality doesn't even exist. If you've ever been in any psychedelic state, you'll realize you reach the state where There's no distinction in direction when it comes to space and time. You don't know up from down, left from right. You're just being. You know, I'm walking around right now, the ground is beneath me, but in a truly, there's no distinction between up, down, left, right. There is just infinite space and the illusion of time, which normally, like, the whole illusion of time goes away when you're in that state. Yeah, I just walked around because I felt like walking around. But here's my little nook right here. But I have the option to basically sit in here or sit in my car. Depending on the temperature and how I feel, I'll sit in my car sometimes, being honest, you know, because I can, I guess, you know. But in closing, though, it's like, you know, again, like I was saying, there's like a line from the movie The Matrix that's like where Agent Smith, he's just like, well, why don't you just give up? Why don't you give up? Why do you keep trying? Why do you keep fighting? Why are you still trying to change your reality and fix your life and make it the way you want it to be? Why don't you just give up and be another program in the Matrix like everybody else and do what everybody else says is safe and normal and responsible? Why not just fit into the goddamn program? Why do you keep fighting the system? Why do you keep fighting the program? Who do you think you are? You can just create the kind of life you want. And get in line. Go with the program. I'm just like, no. I don't want to do that no more. That just seems so dumb to me now. Like, why? Why keep trying? Because I choose to. Because I can. That's why. And people understand that. Why? It's so much easier just to do what everybody else is doing. Yeah, and feel the exact same way. I look at, you know, what works for people works for people. You know, I'm not trying to say my way of seeing things is the right way and your way is wrong. It's just wrong for me where I'm at right now in my awareness. But at a different time in life, that would have been fine. Yeah, I'm cool with working a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. But just where I'm at right now mentally and spiritually, without sounding too cliche, it's just not right for me right now. I'm sorry, it's just not. It doesn't feel right. It feels wrong. It feels like it doesn't feel right for me anymore. It doesn't work for me anymore. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I can't see living the rest of my life like that. I can't. It's not an option. And that's why. You know, because I can. Because I'm aware enough to understand and to be conscious enough and sentient enough to know, like, I just can't do this anymore. This is just, I didn't realize that I felt like this. Now that I realize this is, I can't do this. You know, I'm not being overly sensitive. I'm not, you know, thinking I'm better. I don't think I'm too good to work like everyone else. It's just, it doesn't fit with me anymore. You know, that's why I keep trying. That's why I keep fighting. That's why I'm not just doing what everybody else is doing. That's why I still live in a camper when I could just easily go get an apartment or a house. You know, that's why I'm living this lifestyle still. Because I already know, like, that's the easy way, but it's not what I actually want to do. It's not the life that I actually want to live. You know, and if I'm not living the life that I want to live, then what is the fucking point? Then getting back into this, into this script that I already figured out that I don't want to do anymore, and it's pretending that I'm happy or at least content. Well, I know I'm not. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here. Hope you enjoyed it to some extent. If not, then, oh well. I had a good ranting session either way, and I hope you find it interesting. I have talked for 1 hour and 17 minutes. Hell yes. Okay, well, I want to end it here. Later.